Hey everybody, today I'm showing you the Max 6. It's an automatic card dealer. You can use it for poker and other games. I've covered these in the past, Max 5, 4, all different versions of these. They all get upgrades over the previous version. This one, the upgrade that it has is, obviously it's a card shuffler, dealer, and counter, but it also supports 12 players, have adjustable number of cards. It has a rechargeable battery like the other ones. The other ones that I had only support 8 players. This is for 12 players, so that's a plus. The good folks at Jorensen, I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing their name right. They were kind enough to send me this to test. I'm going to link the description to their store so you can go and find what they sent me. Let's see what's inside. I've not opened this before. This is the first time. This is what I got. I got these buttons, and these are wireless buttons that let you control it by just pushing. These buttons are pretty compact. Just press them, and that's how it is. One thing that's different from the other ones, you have numbers clearly says player 1, player 2. I assume if I get this, there's going to be pointing to another number from 1 to 4, so it's just much easier to keep track. There's no guesswork required. The buttons are compact, wireless. You get 4 of these, so all the buttons that are available, all the different numbers pointing at them. And from this, I'm assuming that you should be able to use 12 buttons, but I'm not sure. I don't have 12 buttons, but I'm assuming there are buttons that point to the other ones. You do have your charging cable included here. It's a USB-C charging cable. They do tell you, for example, that you have all these different modes. Now the other ones that I had didn't have these Uno or Texas Hold'em or all of these different modes. This hasn't changed. This is from the previous version. You can change the size of the cards that it can hold, and this is the shuffling area. Pulls the cards in from here and shuffles them. This is how you turn it on. You can now change to 12 players. You can choose the number of cards that you want to give. You have remote pairing. This tells you, for example, to push number 1. All it takes to pair is just to press that. See, so it is possible to pair 12 buttons. Let's say for number 2, if I press this, will it pair? It does pair. It is probably better to pair the right number. Post shuffle, do it on and off. Randomness, number of consecutive cards, clockwise, anti-clockwise. The distance can be changed, so this is again new. If you hold this, start counting, you can put your cards from top, have it shuffled. As far as gameplay, what do we have here? You can go to Uno, and this changes to Uno mode. I can go to Texas Hold'em. That's what you have. The menu is more straightforward, I'd say, from the previous version. You want randomness, number of consecutive cards. This can be turned on and off. If you make it random, the number of consecutive cards option disappears. You can choose what happens here, dealt during or last. So that's the options you have there. Let's get the size. This is the bottom. This makes sure that it stays put on your desk. Can be removed. I didn't have these cards, so I just bought one that I could find in the stores. It should be fine. It doesn't matter. It just has the Star Wars theme, but you're not limited to those games only. You can play Blackjack, Crazy Eights, custom. As far as remote pairing, can I use these? These are from the previous generation, and not surprisingly, it works fine. So if you have those, you can increase the number. You don't have to buy new ones. Obviously, I would probably want to have all of these looking the same, but these are the new buttons. These are the old buttons. I'm going to use this. This is a more standard kind of the deck setting. I want to go to close distance. Now, if you have a desk like this, which is slippery, you want to go with the short distance. If you're sitting on a big table that has a lot of room, you want to go with a different distance. This is how you change 360 or back and forth. So this option is available there. If I go here, if I change that to, let's say 9, see that option disappeared. Whereas if I go and change that to 8, that option becomes available. 360 rotation back and forth. So you want to be aware the number of players that you choose, options can change. This is the Max 5, this is the Max 6. They look similar if you look at it. The buttons are obviously in different colors as I've covered. Now if you turn this on and you turn this on, one thing that you'll notice is I can go only to 8. Whereas here I can go to 12. So that's one difference between these two. These menus are very similar, just different design. So if you go here, you have settings, whereas here you have randomization off, you have consecutive. So these are all similar, clockwise, counterclockwise. Here, if you go, similar stuff, just a few more options. Clockwise, counterclockwise, dealing distance, for example, can be changed here. It can't there. While they look the same, this has many more customizable options. Just expected. It's the latest model. So the shuffling speed here is slow. I'm going to change the number of players, just that. This to auto stop shuffling off. Shuffling speed, I'm going to go make it to the max level. This has room for 2 of these decks. Put it here, see how fast the shuffling is now. So you see what happened there? It doesn't stop and got to the end of the shuffling. So if you have a large deck, maybe if you have too many of them and you want to keep going, that's what you can do. You can stop it here. I'm turning this back on. What else you can do? You can change the number of cards. You can go to gameplay section. This is where you can go to Texas Hold'em, all these different games. I can choose randomization on. If you go randomization on, then you cannot have number of consecutive cards. So that's the difference. Now I'm going to have 2 consecutive cards. Go back and forth. This has a card counter function. I hold this and it starts counting the number of cards that I have, so I don't have to do it by hand. This has a touch sensor area, and I tap that and it stops it. There's no sign here that says it's a touch screen display. You can see it I just press it and it stops. What sets this apart from previous models that I've covered is that it has these preset programs. So once you have connected your remotes, you can obviously change these numbers, community cards, number of cards to deal with, number of players. Just press this and you go until you get to this area. Now the first one is just settings, direction, clockwise, counterclockwise. The third one is remote pairing. So if you have these buttons, you can just go here and just press the appropriate one and that gets linked. But the most important part is the second part, and this is where you can select your game, Texas Hold'em, Uno, Bridge, Blackjack, Crazy Eights, and you obviously want to know the rules. But in this case, for Uno, for example, you go all the way to 12. For Texas Hold'em, you can go all the way to 10. This Bridge, it doesn't really have that many settings. You go with this one, how many players you can go. That's 1 to 12. I'm just showing you the difference between these settings. And then you have your custom one, but I'm gonna go with Texas Hold'em and go with 4. So very simple. I just press this. Now what happened here, I had the feature off. So this is where you want to decide how you want to play this game. Do you want to press a button for the dealing to take place, or do you want this to deal automatically after shuffle? So I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to shuffle again. You can remove cards from this side. Let's try this with 3 players. So then you're going to have your burned card, then you're going to have your 3 cards. So if you know poker and if you played it, you know the rules, then you're going to have your turn. So this is the 4th one, and then you're going to have your river, which is the 5th one. Now for that, I can press this So that's convenient. Any of these buttons will do. In other modes, these buttons summon the cards for a specific player, but when you're playing this game, it will just activate the dealer, so it will give you the fifth card. I have it for 5 players, and I have it for close instead of far like last time. I want the 3 cards. I prefer the far better on a disc like this. And now this is the Blackjack game. I'll just do it for 4 people. Let's see how it works. So I'm just gonna do it like that. What happens when you do this? This is just different cards that are linked. So each of them, when I press them, gives a card. Now we're gonna do bridge mode. And these buttons work as expected in this mode. I'm gonna try the Uno mode. In this mode, I'm just gonna go right here. Let's say 8 players. I have these cards. These are Star Wars. They're the same game, just different flavor of it. Seven cards to each player, so it just ran out because I had only 1 deck, and then you hear the sound. I'm gonna go random off, but here I'm gonna change the number of consecutive cards to 3, back and forth. We'll go clockwise. So the first 3 cards are going to be consecutive. That's 7. That's how you start your pile. It knows the rules, so you don't have to program it. That's what I like. And for the custom one, you just select how many players you want, how many cards you want dealt, and the rest is easy. These work like normal. You just press, and for every player, depending on how many you have linked, it will give a card. Now this doesn't work in this because I have 3 players, so it's smart enough to know that there are only 3 players active. So this doesn't work in this mode. You can also go crazy 8. Almost similar, just programmed to follow the rules of this game. Now I'm charging the battery. You have this USB-C port. So this can handle 2 decks easily. I'll put one here. I put one there. I'll turn it on. I have these buttons already linked. Finally, let's go and do random again, just to show you guys. If I do random 360 clockwise, just changing all different settings to give you an idea. I want to even change this one as well, so I'll change that as well. So we shuffle. See, now nothing happens because I did not have that option enabled. Now if I push this button, so 7 cards. I should have 7 cards here. I have 7 cards. These 2 community cards. That's about it. This is the Max 6. I've included a link in the description, so go check it out. I've covered a lot of other poker robots. This is the latest one, but the other ones are available as well if you want to buy them. For more information, please go to gadgetify.com. Also, don't forget to check out my YouTube shorts. They're short videos, 10 to 15 seconds max, all the different gadgets that I've covered in the past. Thanks for watching.